want to make any comment about this Lincoln Project ad.
Yeah, no, I saw it.
The end is coming. He thinks he's God.
They should call it the Losers Project.
Let's lay that into rapid response.
It's former Republicans, current Republicans.
We have a particular set of skills.
These are old school rhinos. We want to defeat Trumpism. Just trying to peel off about 4%.
Joseph R. Biden is elected the 46th president of the United States.
Nobody cares. They care about what we did in 20 and what we're going to do in 22 and 24 and beyond.
Here's the key. There's nothing noble about us, but we're useful.
Right now, we got to tweet that out.
And if you really believe this is a fight for democracy,
I see a civil war coming.
and if you believe it's an existential fight,
This is the year we are going to take back America.
Have you ever seen the Lincoln Project take on Trump with such intensity? Farting Donald recently had a significant reaction after watching the latest parody ads from the Lincoln Project. Imagine this. You're back in court, feeling the pressure and stress. Suddenly you feel an uncomfortable warmth spreading over you. Uh-oh, that's pressure all right, down there. That's when you need Trump diapers. Trump is heading towards jail, and the Lincoln Project, a group of moderate conservatives, is committed to making sure his journey is as humiliating as possible. In this video, I've compiled the 7 best ads from the Lincoln Project. If you're not a fan of Trump and enjoy clever humor, you're in for a treat. Grab some popcorn because these ads are both funny and sharp. Make sure to watch for number 7. It's going to leave Trump absolutely speechless. It's becoming more evident that Trump isn't the same as he once was, and even his staunchest supporters are starting to notice. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. The Lincoln Project is here to provide a masterclass in political satire, and you won't want to miss a moment of it. Plus, after each ad, we'll give you extra information and insights, providing context and background that make these ads even more impactful. Our first ad takes us back to where it all started. This ad sets the stage for the Lincoln Project's relentless campaign against Trump.
They're old school rhinos. We want to defeat Trumpism. Just trying to peel off about 4%.
Once you've got a turd in the punch bowl, it's not punch anymore. It's shit water.
People aren't going to tolerate any more of this.
We knew that if we buy these Fox News spots...
This ad was released shortly after the Lincoln Project was formed. It emphasizes their mission and introduces their critical view of Trump's leadership. The Lincoln Project outlines its core mission: to hold Trump accountable and protect democratic principles. This ad establishes the group's determination to challenge Trump's leadership and calls attention to their roots as disillusioned Republicans who believe Trump deviated from the core values of their party. The Lincoln Project was founded by prominent Republican strategists who were concerned about the direction Trump was taking the party. They saw his actions and rhetoric as damaging to both the party's integrity and the country's democratic foundations. This ad reflects their commitment to realigning the party with its traditional principles of integrity, respect, and constitutional adherence.
Eventually he was going to see him.
Weaver and Schmidt.
All losers.
The Lincoln Project has raised $90 million.
We have the opportunity to help save the goddamn country.
Joseph R. Biden is elected the 46th president of the United States.
Did you see the article this morning?
It's really upsetting.
It's in the New York Times.
We're going to have a talk about John.
I talked to victims as recently as yesterday.
The Lincoln Project said it was shocked, calling him a predator, a liar, and an abuser.
The Lincoln Project has 3 founding principles. First of all, integrity. The founders believed that Trump's behavior and approach to governance were undermining the moral and ethical standards traditionally upheld by the Republican Party. They were particularly concerned about instances of perceived dishonesty, conflicts of interest, and disregard for the rule of law. Secondly, respect. Trump's often abrasive and divisive rhetoric was seen as damaging to the culture of respect and civil discourse in American politics. The Lincoln Project founders emphasized the importance of respect in political leadership, both domestically and internationally. Thirdly, constitutional adherence. The Lincoln Project criticized Trump for what they saw as repeated violations of constitutional norms and principles. This included concerns over his handling of executive power, his relationship with the judiciary, and his approach to to checks and balances. In the ad, Unfit, the Lincoln Project highlights Trump's questionable decisions and actions that they believe make him unfit for office. Let's have a look at some clips of the Unfit ad and break it down to you so that we don't forget what this idiot did to us in the past.
Control, they're going to be just fine.
You never heard of this. All of a sudden, it's got the world aflutter. We only have 11 cases, and they're all getting better. This is their new hoax. We have lost nobody.
Whatever happens, we're totally prepared.
The coronavirus crisis has revealed once again that Donald Trump is dangerously unfit for office. A public health crisis of this magnitude requires informed and honest leadership, capable of making decisions based on science and expert advice. Unfortunately, Trump's handling of the pandemic has been marked by misinformation, downplaying of the virus's severity, and a lack of coherent strategy. This has resulted in unnecessary loss of lives and prolonged economic hardship. Americans can no longer remain silent. It is imperative that we demand accountability and competent leadership to navigate through such critical times effectively.
States and cities across the nation have shut down restaurants and bars.
We pretty much shut it down.
And another brutal day on Wall Street.
Press is in hysteria mode.
I didn't do it. I don't know anything about it.
The U.S. is under a national state of emergency.
We did shut it down, yes.
The number of confirmed cases continues to surge.
I think that we're doing a great job.
Hastily arranged airport screenings.
Let's take it easy, just relax.
From initially dismissing the virus as a minor threat to promoting unproven and potentially harmful treatments, Trump's actions have sown confusion and mistrust among the public. His reluctance to endorse mask wearing and social distancing measures further undermined efforts to control the spread of the virus. Moreover, the administration's failure to ramp up testing and provide adequate support to healthcare workers exacerbated the crisis. The economic fallout has been equally devastating, with millions of Americans losing their jobs and businesses struggling to survive due to inconsistent and inadequate federal responses. Trump's prioritization of the stock market over public health measures has led to a fractured and inefficient pandemic response.
Anybody that wants a test can get a test.
Heat kills this virus.
We don't have enough tests.
And I think it's going to all work out fine.
I don't take responsibility at all.
Americans can no longer remain silent. It is imperative that we demand accountability and competent leadership to navigate through such critical times effectively. Only through informed, honest, and decisive actions can we hope to mitigate the impact of the pandemic and set the country on a path to recovery. The third ad allegiance examines Trump's relationships and alliances, questioning where his true loyalties lie.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
To the flag of the United States of America.
And to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for Trump.
This ad delves into Trump's foreign policy decisions and controversial friendships with global leaders. A critique of Trump's international alliances. This ad suggests that his foreign policy decisions may not always align with American interests. It raises questions about his motivations and the potential influence of foreign actors. Throughout his presidency, Trump faced criticism for his relationships with authoritarian leaders and his often contentious relationships with traditional allies. This ad touches on his meetings and communications with figures like Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un, which many saw as compromising American values and security interests. The crisis ad takes a look at Trump's handling of major crises during his presidency, showcasing what the Lincoln Project views as his failures.
In the midst of the worst economic crisis in decades, and with COVID's death toll rising, Republicans have delayed vital economic support for American families. They don't care that tens of millions of Americans are out of work, struggling to pay rent, and that local food banks are strained to the brink. Times have never been harder, and people are hurting. What's the delay? Mitch McConnell wants to protect big companies who are taking advantage of the COVID crisis by giving them immunity from accountability. That means companies could cut corners, expose workers or their families to infection, or rip off consumers without any consequences. With the economy on the edge, it's time for Mitch McConnell and Donald Trump to put people first, for once. Call them today. Remind them, if they won't protect Americans now, We'll vote them out this November.
Highlighting key moments of Trump's response to national emergencies, this ad points out perceived inadequacies in his leadership. The Lincoln Project scrutinizes Trump's crisis management skills, particularly during significant national emergencies, implying a lack of effective leadership. It portrays his responses as reactive rather than proactive. From natural disasters to the COVID-19 pandemic, Trump's crisis management was a focal point of his presidency. Critics argued that his handling of these situations often lacked coordination and empathy, exacerbating the crises instead of alleviating them. This ad reflects those criticisms, emphasizing the need for competent and compassionate leadership during challenging times. Ad 5 focuses on Trump's personal character and how it has been portrayed in the media and by his critics.
Impetus Americanus. Notable for its exotic plumage, the Trump is typically a ruddy orange color, not found in nature. Though Impetus was once considered an alpha predator, this elderly specimen now weighs somewhat over 300 pounds due to its diet of fast food. In its youth, it was known to pursue females with other predators like molestus Epstein. Now it focuses on exploiting its home territory, the United States. Impetus Americanus is known to be a master of deception and considered the most corrupt of its species. Its tweeted cries of anger are meant to distract its prey from its failures as the leader of its pack. Impetus Americanus is considered endangered this November due to its own incompetence and failure.
This ad brings attention to Trump's personal behavior and how it impacts his public image and effectiveness as a leader. An exploration of Trump's personal traits and behaviors, questioning how these characteristics affect his ability to lead the country. It includes moments from public appearances and speeches that have drawn widespread scrutiny. Trump's character has been a polarizing topic throughout his career. His brash, unapologetic style endeared him to many supporters but alienated others. The ad highlights moments that have sparked debate about his temperament and suitability for high office, touching on issues such as his conduct during debates and public statements that many saw as unbecoming of a president. Truth. Here, the Lincoln Project addresses issues related to truth and misinformation during Trump's tenure.
He's made it very clear. There's no mystery to what he wants to do.
He's told us what he will do. People who say, well, if he's elected, it's not that dangerous because we have all of these checks and balances, don't fully understand